Good evening, my name is Jenna Palmer. This is my professional disposition. I want to preface this video by apologizing for the sound of my voice and the quality of it as I am sick. So, my first question was, what dispositions do you possess that make you a successful teacher? I feel as though my top 4 dispositions that I am successful with as an educator is believing all students can learn, and that I can set and support realistic expectations for student success, that I am sensitive to individual learning and social needs for students and embracing cultural diversity of communities, that I am able to reflect with experience leading to my growth as a professional, and that I demonstrate professional friendliness, warmth, genuine care in my relationships with others, and still providing intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. So the evidence I have to support this are that I work in a Title I school that has great diversity regarding race, religion, and socioeconomic status. I have students that are of all different races and ethnicities and religions, and I have kids that are lower on the socioeconomic scale. My class is very divided with their learning needs. As a 3rd grade teacher, I have students who are on level, approaching, and below level. About a quarter of my class are still at kindergarten level. A priority of mine is RTI and small group, incorporating appropriate interventions to help students grow. I ensure to diversify the work I give so each child has the opportunity to do work at their own level and pace. Along with a diverse student demographic, I am very aware of the different cultures within my classroom. I make sure those students feel seen and have the opportunity to bring a piece of them into my room. An example of this would be our class puzzle. Each student creates a puzzle piece showing off their languages that they speak, where they are from, where their family is from, foods they may eat, clothes they wear, and more. An appropriate skill for me as an educator is reflection. In order to ensure I promote equity and work towards student success, I often reflect on what I teach. This helps me decide what practices work well for each different type of lesson, as well as classroom management strategies. Above all, I understand that my students tend to need extra warmth and care. Many don't live in ideal situations, and they see my class as a safe space. I try to be as positive as I can, be as present as possible, and consistent for them. To answer question number 2, what dispositions do you need to work on to grow as an educator? There is one significant weakness that I've noticed before for me, and that I don't fully understand the effect of community involvement and servant leadership and how it applies to welfare of others in an educational setting. To start, I do understand the effect of it. It's just not been nearly as incorporated into my classroom and school community as much as I would like. One thing I could improve on is my community involvement. Much of my first year was spent navigating new curriculum, a new school, and new faces. In addition to this, I had a major behavior in my classroom. It was difficult to keep in contact with all families and involve them in our learning frequently, as most of my planning time was spent navigating this difficult student. With this year, I have already begun implementing monthly newsletters and calendars, weekly parent square posts, which is kind of the equivalent of Class Dojo that we use at my school, and messaging with parents, updating them on their child's progress. That way parents feel more involved. And as well as this, my grade level is currently planning pumpkin-based education activities to have parents come into and to do with their student. What does a professional educator look like, and how do they behave? What standards guide their thinking and actions? A professional educator is caring but stern teachers. They show warmth, care, and support to students that they need to create a healthy classroom environment, to create that bond and that healthy relationship with the students. However, they still stand by their expectations. Expectations are upheld, goals are being made, and students are being held to a high but reasonable standard. And it's important for educators to be able to stand by that thinking and by those expectations. Thank you.